All right, we are now live, Mac. Good afternoon, Flight X and everybody else on the stream already. Good afternoon. I rushed home from work and just got settled in time to just get the stream going. So Mac's on Discord with me. Thank you for joining, Mac. And then we've got you lovely people on the outside. And feel free, as usual, comment, questions, suggestions, all the stories. And we'll just take it easy and try and complete this flight successfully. Right, so I see our friend Lloyd is on stand 12. I'll take 24.
By the way, you realise that you are a couple of hours early, don't you?
No, I said 4 p.m. it should start. If the roster is wrong in Discord, then it's wrong. Yeah,
No.
it's wrong in Discord. It's right on the
Well,
stream.
I think it's only 1400 Zulu now.
Yeah, but the stream was scheduled for 4 p.m., which is 1600 by me and 1400 Zulu. That's correct. So my math on the stream is right, but if you look at my schedule on the Discord, that's
Disco.
wrong.
Yeah,
That's the
that's
wrong
what I
one.
mean. Yeah.
That's the wrong one.
Yeah, no, I accept it 1600 local for you, Nico.
Yeah. Well, after this day, I can tell you one thing. I'm just happy to be here so I can relax a little bit now. Yeah, it's been a busy day.
See, you've been rushing around so much, you're 2 hours ahead of yourself.
Yeah. Anyway, I've just noticed I still don't have everything running. Is Active Sky up and running yet? No. No Active Sky, no overlay. Copy. So it's about 2.5 hour block time, it seems. All right, the overlay should be okay now.
Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon. Hello.
Hello.
Am I late? I've just come back to the shop storming because I was listening to you guys chat on the thing on YouTube to say the stream is starting.
No, you're all good. Don't you worry. I'm still planning and checking what I can do here. Let's
Ah,
put
even
this.
myself, I haven't even planned, so it should be okay.
We'll share the information with you if you want it.
Yeah, that'll be great. I would appreciate. I've already done the Navigraph. I think that's
Okay.
the. Let me look on your stream. Are you using 16 or 34?
I'm
Unless it's
using a runway
changed.
16. Runway 16.
Ah, all right. Okay, so probably I need to change. Because when I checked earlier on, it was 34. So, okay, if you say 16, then we need to
Housing to
replan.
level off.
Yeah, I can show you quickly. There's the wind. The wind is currently 160 at 9 knots. So 16 is dead on the head.
Oh, lovely. Okay.
Hello, Amar. Yeah, I'm happy to be here too. Oh, yeah, Amar. Okay, okay. Got it, got it. I didn't realize it was you, eh? Honestly, didn't know. Hello, Jean. Hello, welcome. Amar, you must still, I don't know if you've given it already because I was in a bit of a rush. I haven't checked again. But you must send me this. I want to see this. These settings of yours. I just want to have a look see because effectively you've got a bigger processor and you've got the exact same VGA card as me, but a bigger processor. I mean, look at my settings, and my settings gives me wonderful, performance mostly. Obviously, there is sections of very bad, terrible code in the system that drags it down, but in general, there you go. It's working. Ooh, my active sky just bombed out. Let's try again. First time ever. No, second time. Second time in my life. Load. And
Hello, everybody.
hello, Yuan. What say I?
Hello, Uncle John.
Are you okay, Uncle John?
Welcome, Uncle John.
Top of the bill.
Good.
See, I told you they'd all climb out of the woodwork, Nico.
Yeah.
Hey, I resent that.
Uncle John will sort him out off stream. Don't worry. I'll hold him. You'll slap his knees.
Okay, bud. Thanks. That's a plan.
Hello, Bapino. That's good, Amar. So, give me a second. Well, while we wait, let me quickly just reload this aircraft, make sure that we get it working. Okay, so that's reloading. I'm going to do my VA flight and flight plan quickly. Brum, 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 brum.
Nico. Right, so Nico, are you going to be using the ALIK 2 Foxtrot or the other one?
ALIK 1 Lima for runway 16.
Because if you use that one, why can't we use ALIK 2 Foxtrot?
I didn't check it. Let's check it. Let's see.
Right, okay.
Well, if you look at how it's superimposed here, let me get it on stream. It's literally much of a muchness. My one is the green one and your one is the purple one. Hardly any difference. I don't see why you can't use either or. Unless you read somewhere on the charts that the one is props and the other one is jets. I don't see a reason why you can't use yours.
Oh, no, you know what happened the first time when I clicked the ALIK 2 1 Lima? You know, sometimes, you know, this navigography, I don't know, it confuses me. It was taking like a 180-degree arc going past, you know, that final transition.
Yeah,
so I don't know why.
Ek weet nie, don't know.
All right, so we stick to your one then, ALIK 1 Lima.
Excellent. Right, not far to taxi from where we are at. Let's quickly have a look outside. Come on. Beautiful, man. Beautiful. Not what I wanted. We're not going to use pushback. That's what I wanted. Right, okay, halfway done. Let me actually just copy this flight plan again. Saves me from coming back if it dropped it out of memory. So I'm just saving into memory. We've done the export. We've imported Active Sky. And we're going to start with the flight planning there. Copernicus, Nicholas Copernicus. Right.
Oh, Nico, you parked over the other side. All right, okay.
I don't know the airport. I just picked a place that looked nice.
Yeah, well, I can't be bothered to change it. I'm
No,
on the other
no.
side, yeah.
You do your story. And this is flight number 1125. And what's the time now? Yeah, that should be enough time. Let's go for 160 passengers. And let's make it 2 tons of cargo this time. That's Uncle John Amar. Yeah, that's him. He started a turkey business about a year ago and it's booming. You know, everywhere we fly, we go and plant another office, you know. I love it. I love it.
Profits are soaring.
Yes, yes. We're almost going to buy the second Scottish castle now, hey, Uncle John?
Shouldn't give them that much information, Nico.
I'm sorry. I'm
Keep
sorry.
it down.
I'm sorry. Lloyd, yeah.
I'd be jealous if he was buying the second one.
Yes, Nico.
Yeah, Lloyd, I'm going to use CI40.
TI-40. Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. Thank you. Is Uncle John and Uncle Mark going to join us for the flight?
I'm not sure.
No, I'm going to be a bit too behind.
Oh,
Wait
come
for
on,
a
Uncle
call,
John.
and that'll interfere with it.
Oh, come on, Uncle John. No, you can still set up. Come on.
No, I'm flying another route at the moment.
All right, okay.
Forgive me. As I say, I'm waiting on a call, and that'll mess things up a bit.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Same picture on the airplane. Excellent. It seems the guys still love you, Uncle John.
Thanks for that, guys. Appreciate it.
Oh, IVAO doesn't want me to connect. Ooh. No, man. Yeah, man.
Well, you mean IVAO? Let me try. I'm going to pre-file right now.
I did my pre-filing and it doesn't get my flight plan and it keeps on kicking me off.
I managed. My one is flight plan filed.
It keeps on telling me the server you are connecting to isn't an IVAO network server. Now, I mean, for Pete's sake, I'm picking it out of the list. I didn't type it in there. I'm using their drop-down list. All right, okay. Fourth time lucky. I went through all the servers and started the second run and now it's up. It's up. It's running.
If it's running, that's good. Right, so let's see. What flight level did you get, Nico? I got 330.
No, the 330 is at 5 knots wind and 370 is at 7 knot winds. So that those 2 knots made it that I took 37 because it's a long flight. You know,
Ah,
so,
right, okay. Right, okay, I'll change it to 370.
yeah. I did, Pepino, thank you very much. I edited something there, the call sign, so resaved it, and then I logged in, got the flight plan, but it was like the 4th or 5th try. I lost count, didn't bother to count really. So it's up and running. All right, I need to start my flight for the VA before I forget that again. The boss is getting tired of doing manual PyReps for me, you see. I don't want to make the guy angry. Okay, lovely. It seems that's fine. Okay, we're not aligned yet, so that will not work yet. Let's go do the rest of the stuff. Okay, trim should be set. I'm just going to take it out
Trim
of
down.
sync. And there you go. Thank you, Linda.
Light and slow. Pull up. Wind shear. Wind shear. Wind shear. Terrain. Terrain. Pull up. Obstacle. Obstacle. Pull up. Airspeed low.
Zerkan, what problem do you have and why don't I have the same problem? What did you do wrong? Tell me, tell me. Right, 2 minutes left on the alignment.
What have I done wrong here?
I can think of a few things, but I'm guessing, so I'm not saying anything.
Nico, you know, on the weather briefing, I've changed on my actual active sky to flight level 370.
Yeah.
But on the briefing, when you refresh on the STKP,
no, it won't update it. You need to send it again, create a new plan, send it through to SimBrief, let them calculate it and return the correct one. STKP cannot alter what they get from SimBrief. They can only send new information. So it's like starting over again.
oh dear.
Stick to 330, man. It's not gonna kill you. Stick to it. If that's what you plan, stick to it. Don't waste more time. Thank you, Serkan. Well, Serkan,
Right.
okay, give me a second, Lloyd. Serkan, watch me how I do it. Then try and do the same. If you still don't get it right, come ask questions. Tell me what's wrong. This is a long flight. So I'm going to be sitting here bored. And if you don't ask me questions, I can't help you. Or if you don't tell me something, you know, so go, just do what I do and come back. Tell me what you find. Sorry, Lloyd, go for it.
Yeah, well, no, that's fine. Well, I'm gonna have to either quickly replan, then. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That's okay, Serkan.
Nico, so does that mean I need to re-pre-file to IVAO again, since I pre-filed with 330 before?
No, you just go to the flight plan site and just edit the altitude. You just edit the flight plan and change the altitude.
All right. Okay. Lovely.
And make sure it's got the remark in there for the world tour, eh?
Yeah. I've always ticked that box.
Right. Well, I'm ready to go, Lloyd.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm just finishing up. Yeah.
Flight attendants prepare for departure, cross-check and all call, thank you.
Before start procedure.
Before start procedure.
Alright, we've got everyone strapped in. Give us a ring if you need anything.
Before start procedure complete at.
Start number 2 engine.
Starting number 2 engine.
Oh, the tower is online. Let's talk to him.
What tower is it come online?
25 and
Yeah.
2.
Good afternoon, tower. This is Skymatix 001. Oh, it doesn't go connect to his frequency. Why not? There we go. Now we're connected. Good afternoon, tower. Skymatix
Oh,
001.
you just pinged me.
Skymatix 001, hello.
So we're ready for the push and the start. We've already started engine number 2. Do we need to still ask for clearance, or are you going to give us taxi?
Skymatix 001, you need to ask for clearance because you don't have squawk and departure procedure.
Right. Okay. Well, we're ready for the IFR clearance, sir. If you can give it to us, it will be marvelous. Thank you.
Skymatix 001, clear to your destination as filed, departure runway 29 via PEKOT 1 kilo, initial climbing 6,000 feet and squawk 4521. And taxi via Alpha holding point runway 29.
Cleared for a destination as filed at using taxiway Alpha for runway 21. Squawk is 4521. Initial climb 6,000 feet. We'll be using the ALIKO 1 kilo departure off runway 29. Skymatix 001.
Skymatix 001, report correct.
I think I said the departure incorrectly. Correction, sir. I got the wrong departure. You said PEKO 1 kilo. I had the wrong departure. Apologies.
Now correct, Skymatix 001.
Yeah, just thought I'd tell him that I made a mistake. I was reading it off the wrong line. We've got 4521. Alright, well, let's check whereby. If there isn't a center or something, approach departure, then I'm not going to tone down on my altitude, because by the time we get to 2000 we're leaving his airspace, so 6000 is fine. Right. No, it's just a tower, so that's fine. Okay. PEKO 1 kilo is correct. Start number 1 engine.
Starting number 1 engine.
Aye.
Twenty-five and 2. Starter cutout. Engine start procedure complete at.
Tower Skymatix 001, ready for taxi.
Flaps
Skymatix
5 set.
001, taxi via Alpha to holding point runway 29 Alpha 1.
Holding point Alpha 1 for runway 29 via Alpha Skymatix 001.
Taxi lights on.
Wazawa Tower, good afternoon. This is Skymatix 053 on gate 12, requesting IFR clearance to Lima Golf Tango Sierra is filed.
Skymatix 053, clear your destination as filed, departure runway 29 via PEKOT 1 kilo, initial climb 6,000 feet, squawk 4470.
Cleared to Lima Golf Tango Sierra, departing 6,000, squawking 4470, Skymatix 053.
Skymatix 053, read back correct, call for push and start.
Roger, we'll
Before
call for
takeoff
push and start
procedure.
when you're ready.
Before takeoff procedure. Before takeoff procedure completed.
Thank you, Linda. Ready for departure, Skymatix 001.
Skymatix 001, wind 320 degrees, 13 knots, runway 29, clear for takeoff. After departure, restitution, Unicorn 122.8. Goodbye.
Thank you for your service, sir. Cleared for takeoff, runway 29 and switch Unicom after departure, Skymatix 001.
Approaching 29. On runway 29.
Stabilized. Takeoff thrust set. $80 knots. Throttle hold. V1. Rotate. Positive rate.
Gear up.
Gear up. Runway turn off, lights off.
Right, so below 10 degrees Celsius and moisture in the air, the heaters come on those engines quickly. We do not want to get icing problems.
Flaps 1 set. Flaps up. And set. Approaching transition. Transition altitude. Thousand to level off.
Amar, are you still on stream? Are you still here? Guys, I just want to take a quick screenshot here.
taxiing to the runway for takeoff.
Enjoy.
I bet you're miles away already.
Yeah, I'm climbing through 15,000 feet. I am at Whiskey Romeo 904, so it's like a downwind position of the runway.
Ah, right, okay.
With the cloud cover, it's difficult to see the runway, but it's supposed to be somewhere there. Because I'm literally next to it turning now. Who's that now? Good day. Please contact center.
Climb 360 and 8 X-ray uniform. UPS 1 Heavy, squawk 6035.
6035 for UPS 1 Heavy.
Warsaw radar, Skymatix 001.
Passing flight level 290. Alpha 99000, Szymanko, squawk 6001.
Okay, now finish then I'll talk.
6001 in the box.
This is Skymatix 053 on the PEKOT 1 kilo departure, passing through 5000. Skymatix 053.
Skymatix 053, Warszawa radar identified, 5100 feet, climb flight level 370.
Cleared to flight level 370, Skymatix 053.
UPS 1 Heavy, Warszawa radar contact.
Radar contact, thank you very much, UPS 1 Heavy.
Alpha 9900, Warszawa radar contact 280, Patka to Golf arrival, ILS to 5, descent flight level 110. Patka to Golf for ILS runway to 5, descending flight level 110, Alpha 99900.
Radar, good day, Captain 785, flight level 210, you call San Paul, Joe.
Okay, car path wing 785, Warszawa radar contact, flight level 210, continue.
Warsaw radar, Skymatix 001, passing 26,400.
Skymatix 001, Warszawa radar contact, flight level 265, climb flight level 370.
Climbing 370, Skymatix 001.
On 115 heavy, proceed direct to scene.
That is to scene, Pound 115.
Skymatix 001, track offline, Unico 122, decimal 8.
Thank you for your service. Good day, sir. 122.8, Skymatix 001. Short and sweet. Thick clouds. Check this. Look at the weather. That's me over there, the yellow bird over there. Look at this weather all there. Look over there. Glad we're not going that side. Look at it. The rest of the weather doesn't look too bad. I think we're going down there. It's about the destination somewhere there. So we're kind of flying out of it. Matt, I saw you said hello, and while I was talking to one of the ATCs, I did say hello, so you might have missed that, but welcome indeed, sir, welcome, and thank you for the hello. Sometimes I get so busy and I start mixing all the hellos and the commands and everything up, so I do apologize, but I definitely did.
Nico, at
Yeah.
what temperature do we turn off the wing anti-ice and the engine anti-ice?
When you, thank you for reminding me, when you don't have any moisture in the air. So once you go above the clouds, like I'm now, it's good. It's good. It's just when you are
Right.
in an area where there's moisture, where you need it on, when it's below 10. I'm already at minus 23 now and still climbing, so, and there's no moisture, so it's irrelevant.
All right, okay, thanks.
Damn.
You know, Nico, I'm beginning to enjoy ATC now since I joined IVAO. I never used to enjoy it on VATSIM. It was
Really?
hectic.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good reference. Thank you.
Yeah, it's actually making more, you know, the flight sim more enjoyable than it was before.
Yep, I agree. Yeah, IVAO has been good to us, and we've got big plans with them going forward and things like that. So things are happening. I think a lot of guys are just more used to VATSIM, you know, for whatever reason. My account on VATSIM is still active. I'm not going to let it go just like that. You know, I'll keep on connecting every now and then just to keep it alive. But I prefer flying on IVAO by far. You know, we've got a good working relationship on the Zibo side, on the personal side, as well as on the Skymatix side. So it's all around a winner for us.
Yeah, it is. It is amazing indeed. You know, VATSIM, don't get me wrong, it's good, but it's like, you know, the guys, they just talk so fast, and before they improved their audio system, it was hectic. You could hardly hear them, you know, what they were saying.
Yeah.
Skymatix livery helps as well, doesn't it?
Yes.
Oh yes. Oh yes. 100% definitely.
1000 to level off.
Thousand to go.
There's approximately an hour and a half remaining in this flight. Guys on stream, I think if you want to start chatting, now's a good time. You know, jump in, say something. You know, let's talk about something. I don't know what, but otherwise I'm just
Get
sitting
all
here.
those questions that you've been dying to ask.
Yes. Hello, Paul. I just noticed you here too.
Oh, hi there. Well, we could do a sanity check for a start. I'm just looking at the ATIS.
Hello, Paul.
Hello. The ATIS for Wroclaw says departure runway 25. Have I gone mad?
Yeah, that is what it says, but there is no 25. It's a 29. That's a typo.
All right, so I'm sane. Thank you very much for that.
You are saved by knowledge.
Okay.
No, you're okay.
Marvellous. Didn't want to do a world tour flight and depart the wrong airport.
No. Captain Pepka, yeah, welcome back. Nice to see you.
Well, Nico, if you want to talk about the Zero Pilots Group thread, you know the situation that's got us all scratching our heads?
Yeah.
Well, you can throw up what I've got on live streaming here if you want. In Discord.
Okay, what exactly are we looking at?
This is the Aberdeen approach, you know, this business about the 160, 163
Oh,
heading
yes.
business?
Yeah.
It's showing the VDM at 160. But if you look at the charts,
it's 163.
Should be, well, I believe it should be showing 163. And if you go to the legs page, it says 163, 163. Well, I'm paused, so we can have a look around, but I'm on track and everything, but it even showed there's three possible transits here. You go over ADN, I'm doing the one that's ADN1, and that's supposed to bring me round onto a track of 163. Well, I was going to do an EAN approach using the VOR.
Mac, I'm going to tell you something that we never told the users. Okay, so everybody on stream will hear it for the first time now. When we planned those streams for the Zibo training, me and Sasso, we talked about a scenario specifically to what you're talking about now. Okay, so if I say it incorrectly, we'll have Sasso repeat it at some point in time, but what he told me is they fly according to the charts, but there's like a transition point where they do change their heading and the course values, or at least just the heading, to the runway heading. They actually read the runway heading from the charts. Okay, so I said to him at that point in time, Sasso, we don't want to confuse the people. You know, let's not get so technical, and maybe in hindsight that
I'm not
had
tired, honestly.
that had no unintended consequences. You understand? Because the real guys know how it works. They know that if it's a 163 versus a 160 approach on the course, it's going to be slightly off-centered. So they have a specific point during the descent on finals where they literally change that heading, because they do it at the point, believe it or not, when they set the go around, because the go around is done on a runway heading. You understand?
Yeah.
So there is a procedure, a small little procedure in the EN approach, which we did not include because at the time we felt it's just going to confuse the people again. You understand? So maybe in
Yeah.
hindsight that wasn't a good idea, but they do it. The real guys do that.
Yeah, but this particular airfield, the VOR is not on the airfield.
It's off.
So it's, well, this is why you have to track from the VOR to the threshold at 163. Now at MDA, you go visual. So then you would line up, and as you say, and do runway heading. I'm not going to disagree with that. But to get from the VOR to this last waypoint, it's 163, look. And yet it's showing 160 here.
Yeah, and that is why the user queried, where does that 160 come from?
Right,
Because,
this is what I'm doing, this
yeah,
exercise, to back up visually what we see, because he only gave us the information. We didn't know everything he'd set up. So I'm trying to set the situation up
Gotcha.
and see if there is a reason behind it and it is correct, or whether we still feel that there's something wrong here.
Yeah. Well, look, Sasso eventually did speak about the deviations, okay? If you look at the NDB and VOR approach tutorial, you'll hear him actually speak about it. It wasn't published in the document, but he did speak about it and he did give the explanation for it. You know, so I don't know, do your best. Come up with something and let's present it to Zibo and ask him.
This is the center line of the runway, look, I think.
I see the white line, yes.
Pause, so trouble is I can't hover in the air. But I've set my heading at 163 at the moment, so that I would pick it up. But you can see that if you follow the magenta line, that 163 is the heading of that magenta line approach. The interesting thing is that on the charts in Navigraph, the waypoint to line it up with the runway for the localizer DME, same as the AILS sort of thing, it says that the waypoint is a beam ADN. You don't actually fly over ADN.
Okay.
If you fly the VOR DME, it says 163. Well, I haven't got the ILS frequency dialed in. All I've got is the VOR. So it needs greater brains than mine, but I can see why the person is getting, whether he feels that there is misinformation or whether we're getting confused.
I'll have to ask Zibo. Sorry, I'll have to ask Zibo.
I think we probably need some help from Alex, who knows Ian and stuff
Yeah.
like that a bit more as well.
Yeah. Maybe we
But
speak to Alex first. Mac, you're right there.
so if, well, because I don't get involved when you go into that room with Alex, perhaps you might want to do this flight. All I did was I took off from Newcastle and flew to Aberdeen. I can give you all the route information and everything if you want. It's only a short half-hour type flight.
Right, I'm back. I was busy with ATC, so I'm back to over to Unicorn now.
Awesome.
Anyway, if that's whiling away the hours while you're on your cruise, Nico, I've done my bit.
Thank you.
I'm still waiting for Paul to come up with some answers.
You know, I got truly stuffed last night.
Welcome back, Flight X. Flight X, I haven't. No, let me go find it. Where did you send it on Discord? Let me see what I can see. Let's go back. The change DME updates, that one. Let's make it bigger so I can actually read and see. Why would you want to change any of those settings? That's my first question. I mean, I never ever touch them. So why would you want to change them? Maybe you can explain that and then I can understand it better. But I'm looking at it and I'm wondering why. I don't even know where you found that page, to be honest. I'm looking for it. So, I mean, it shows you how many times I've tried to change it. I've never changed it in my life. Where do you find that page? Okay, there's program, yeah. Okay, Jean, I see your comment there. I'm not ignoring you. I see you're still in Halifax. Hey, you must go for it. Just jump in when you've got a chance, you know, fly as much as you can. Second page. Yeah.
Go back to page 1, Nico, and then click on
Nav
status
status. Okay,
units
got
at
it.
the bottom.
Okay, got it. Okay. Nav status. All right, we've got nothing in there. Okay, so now we going to page 2. All right. Flight X, I've never ever been on this page ever in my whole life, and I have thousands of hours on this aircraft. I've never ever had to change anything here. So the question still remains, why would you want to change anything here? Because I mean, for me it's nice to have all the information available. Why would you switch anything off here? I just don't get that part of the story. I don't understand it. You can type me private in Discord if you don't want to discuss it on stream. You can just reply there. I'm open on that message of yours. Who's RNP checklist? Because I have flown RNP down to the wire many times, down to 0.01, and I've never had any issues with this ever. So the question is, how old's the checklist? Where did you get it? Is it for a specific approach? Is it for, you know, there's lots of questions now because, I mean, I've flown in South America, those hot and high conditions in those Andes mountains with the stringence of RNP testing that we've done, and I've never ever had to switch anything off. Interesting. Woman. Okay. Well, I'll ask Sasso and Alex about it, and then I'll learn as well, because clearly I don't know anything about that specific section. So I'll find out and we'll share the knowledge. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, FlightX. Okay, so that's done. Jean, coming back to you now. It feels like a lifetime ago since we left Halifax. You've got a whole year or more to complete the route, so don't be in much of a rush. I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. And that's the big aim here, is just to enjoy it. I hope you have a lot of fun flying it. Yeah, I tell you what, I was sitting here thinking in the week, with all the quarantine, if I didn't have the flight sim and I didn't have the Zibo project running and stuff in my life, I would have probably gone off my mind not having anything to do. So the opposite happened. I created so much work for myself, it's not even funny. And now with work starting to come back and customers and clients needing you, man, it's a juggling effort, eh? Yep. And the problem with working from home is you don't adhere to office hours. I find myself in the last 2-3 weeks easy working until midnight or 1 a.m. next morning. You just start again. It's like there's no off switch. That's the only negative thing about working from home. The off switch is difficult to get. Yep, I know the feeling. Eh? Well, there's top of descent creeping in on the ND there, 272 nautical miles. I think I need to go grab coffee. I shall be back soon, okay? Oh yeah, that's a bonus, Gene. Yeah, that's really cool. Okay, I'll catch up just now. I'm just going to put this notice on. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Just got to boil the water and come back. I'm back. Thank you, Flight X. Yeah, I'm just going to kick back and relax now and wait it out. 214 nautical miles for top of descent. How are you doing, Lloyd?
Takeoff was good today.
Thank you, Linda. Hello, Cor. Welcome. Sorry, I'm sitting here scanning through all the pages and all the stuff I'm involved in. So every now and then I look at the comments. Welcome.
Hi, Nico, and the guys in the chat room. Sorry, I was on the phone call. My apologies.
No worries, no worries.
Nico, are you using a 4K on your on your tablet? Because you seem to have like a more clearer thing on your tablet. You know, when you do the little nav map,
Yeah.
it's much clearer than to my one. I don't know why. My one is a bit. I don't know.
I don't know. No, I'm only using 1080p.
So, but when you save in little nav map, you know they've got an option to change the settings.
Yeah, I don't change anything. Everything is default.
All right. Okay.
No, I don't know. Really don't know then.
Or maybe just my PC. Maybe.
Could be. Could be.
You look amazing today.
Thank you, Linda.
195 nautical miles from top of descent.
Okay, I'm 113.
113.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like you're going to be having your dinner before I touch down.
William Thomas, good question. The transition flight level and the transition altitude are two things in aviation that are very important. Anything below transition flight level is always reported as an altitude, and everything above transition is reported as a flight level. Transition happens when, and obviously if you've set everything correctly, when this green standard turns yellow, and it basically says now you need to change either to your QNH or from QNH to the standard QNH, which is 1013 or 2992, depending on the rules you fly under. Alright, so the transition that is given in the FMC is as per the charts. So the charts will tell you what the transition altitude is. That's published. But the transition flight level varies from day to day because of temperature and atmospheric conditions. So depending on what the QNH is, that will either become a bigger margin or a smaller margin. And the big thing about the transition is when you look at the FMC, you go to menu, index, preferences. If you see there, when you take off, you're going to pass through 6,500. Once you hit 6,500, your QNH there will turn yellow, which prompts you to go to standard. When you now look at your forecast, now we're coming down again, opposed to going up. Once you go past flight level 075, again you'll get the visual cue that will turn yellow and remind you to go to your local QNH. And it's very important that you follow the rules, because once you are supposed to be on standard, if you are not on standard, you're not going to have a reliable altitude reading. You're going to think you're at 37, but you will not be. All right, I can actually show you. I hope I don't crash now. You see there, look, there's 140 feet difference. You see that? So what happens is once you go past the flight level, all air traffic all around the world will be on the same level at the same time. You understand? So that is why it will allow you to then fly RVSM and things like that, where they reduce the separation minimums, you know, and things like that, because when we're both on the same reading, we'll know exactly where we are and we can do separation. But if I'm on the one setting and you're on another setting, we can just as well fly into each other, because, you know, everyone thinks they're at the right place, but they might not be. I hope that helped a little bit. Thank you, Anthony, and welcome. Hello. Continue, Willem. Okay, those are two different things. The transition you are talking about has nothing to do with the barrow. The transition you're talking about there is the transition that happens when you go from your flight and cruise legs onto your approach phase. All right, so if we see, let's see if we did something like that. Yeah, I think we did. Let's look at this quickly. SDKP. Right, so this is the normal, where's the mouse there, that red line, that's the actual flight, your in-flight section, okay, the cruise side of things, okay, not necessarily the cruise flight level, but that's still regarded as the flight. Then the green is your star, your standard terminal arrival. So the transition point to go from the flight to the actual star is then ALIKO for us today. But what happens is there, right there where the green crosses onto the ILS, right there, that point over there, let's show the name. So Charlie Foxtrot 16, that is the transition point between your final approach and your star. All right, and then what happens is in certain cases, I think it actually happened here. No, it didn't. It didn't. If it is necessary, and if the chart actually displays it, it will tell you that there is a specific transition point that you have to input into your FMC. But in this flight I can't show you because there is none. If I change the approach, I'll probably be able to get one. But from what I read in your question now, that's more relevant and not so much the baro. It's all about just the transition point, and sometimes, not always, but sometimes it will coincide with an altitude restriction. So you have to be at a certain altitude and a certain speed to make the transition from the one phase into the next phase. So in this regard, unfortunately, there is no transition that I can show you. Let's quickly see. We maybe change the approach quickly. All right, yes, I can show you this. Hang tight. Let me show you this. Right, so here we have ILS runway 16, and you can see there the actual transition that it wants us to use is Delta 343 Juliet. Now, I don't think we can zoom in any further, but you see it's actually created a holding pattern for us. So if you want to use the transition, there's more than likely going to be a step down or something. Let's see. You can't really see it. CF16, D3. Well, there's D343 Juliet, that one over there, where the mouse is now. So that's the transition point. And literally, it's going to take you into the ILS, and then you're going to go into a hold. And that's just the way this one was designed, to make your transition. And it doesn't really say it here, but you can see there is a bit of a step down. So the reason could be that they bring you in a little bit higher, maybe, and then you have to, descend in the hold or something like that. But that's typically when they give you something like that in the brackets, you can clearly see. In our instance, we opted to not have it, so we will not be having any transition. We're literally going to fly the arc and then just use the ILS to come in and skip that as a transition point. Okay, and let me show you where you would select it. Right, so in the arrivals page, under arrivals, you see there's your transition points. So 343 Juliet, let's go back to that chart. You see there, that marker over there is D343 Juliet. So if you wanted to go into that hold, you would obviously select it and execute it. I'm not going to do that. Okay, and then it will automatically draw the transition for you, and in this case it happens to be a hold with a descent. So this is where you would actually set it. Sometimes you actually get transitions in your SIDS and stars, and they will be on this side, and this is for the actual approach side of things. Lloyd, I'm 19 nautical miles from top of descent.
All right, okay. I'm 92.
Okay.
So I need to start prepping now my VNAV stuff and the winds.
Yeah. And just for the heck of it, let me show you this. On the chart, it actually tells you your transition altitude. So that's not the flight level, transition flight level, that's your transition altitude. So the ATC will generally add 1,000 up to 1,500 sometimes on top of that, where the changeover will then come to altitude instead of flight level. You guys can see their transition altitude 6,000. That's published. You're welcome, William.
Right, what's the current wind at LGTS?
According to the meter, it's 150 at 3 knots. So we're still gonna use 16, but it's winds calm. It's got rain in the meter, so we'll see when we get there.
Okay.
I feel so alive now.
Oh, good for you.
Right, according to the runway, I think we're going to be using auto brake 3.
Yeah, I've said that.
Nico, I've got a question to ask.
Hmm.
You know when you on what you call this phase, when you are established on final, and before you switch off your autopilot, and you need to match your throttles according to those blue small triangles.
Yeah.
What would you say would be ideal, sort of like a throttle for approach, like considering it's maybe the winds are stable? Would you say it's maybe about not 50% or 56 or
No. So it's about 58 to 60%.
58 to 60?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
In that region.
Yeah, because sometimes... go on.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Hi, Dimitri.
Good evening. Hi, Dimitri, how are you?
I'm doing great. Sorry to butt in. Just carry on. I just wanted to say hi.
Go for it.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, because you know sometimes like when you disconnect your autopilot and disconnect your auto throttle, if you don't know, catch up with your throttles, you end up like coming out of the glide slope. It's either if you try and reduce the thrust.
Well, if you reduce the thrust, you're going to drop like a rock. If you increase it, you're going to lift your nose and start climbing.
Climbing.
Yeah, the best is to have those blue little thingies visible. Those little triangles, let me get there. You see there, you need to have... And now this thing is not balanced. You see, I don't know what's happening there. I'm not supposed to interfere now, but I am, and it was only the one. So okay, we're obviously in arm mode. You see, there's arm, so we do have authority over the throttles. If that was in a different mode, we wouldn't have. So that's obviously one thing. But why only one reacted? I don't know. That's something with the joystick, I suppose. So what I do is I literally go and put them right just about 60. Right? I'm not going to do it now because then we're going to accelerate. So I put it right about 60, and then before I disconnect, I see that that line and that line corresponds to where those little triangles are. Then I know I'm okay. Because at that time, when you disconnect, the whole flight computer should have set up the trim and the speed and everything for you, and you shouldn't lose speed or gain speed after that. As long as you don't touch your throttle levers and as long as your throttle noise lock is set, you shouldn't have any interference. You can just ride it down.
Right.
Nico, Nico, are we supposed to be looking at something? Because I didn't see anything if you were pointing on something.
Yes, you were. There. There's a little blue triangle and a little blue triangle there. Look, there. It's a blue triangle. A blue triangle. If I move the thrust levers, you see the blue triangles move.
But you're not sharing your screen. I can only see Mac's screen on.
No, man, you must look on YouTube. Dimitri, I'm on YouTube. I'm showing on YouTube.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
No problem, you didn't know. It's fine. It's fine.
Right. So Nico, right. Well, that point is clear. So, what else did I wanted to say? Come on, it's coming out of my brain now. What is it I wanted to ask? Right. You know what on the call out when you say 20 feet, that's when you're supposed to gradually reduce your thrust to idle.
Yeah.
Right. What I've noticed is like the Zibo callouts and what you see on the PFD, they're sort of like out of sync. So which one do you use? Do you use the one you hear audibly or the one you see visually?
I listen to the audio one because I'm concentrating on I'm not looking in the cabin by that time. I'm looking at the end of the runway already. So I'm using the audio one. It's an interesting thing that you mentioned it. I'll have to look out for it. But it could be that the aural warnings is related to your radio altimeter and not your baro. That is where the discrepancy could come from.
Maybe, yeah, maybe.
I've got my radio. I've got the radio altimeter on, so we can actually check it now.
All right. Okay. Right.
Air is alive today. I'm telling you, you're not driving on rails today, eh? It's moving the aircraft.
Right, I just hit my top of descent.
Yeah, I saw your post.
Nico, do you have the correct barrow there? What do you have? Is it 214 or 374?
214.
214. Right, let me check.
You mean the minimums is 214. Cat 1 ILS is 214.
All right, so what? How about when it says category C and category D? Are we not C?
We always use C. So
Uh-huh.
what happens is on the right hand side of the chart, it's your missed approach climb gradient. That seems to be with something wrong somewhere. I can't really see what it's talking about, but if you look, it's divided into two sections. You've got the RVR 1,300 meters, RVR 1,700. Then you've got RVR 750 and RVR 1,200. Our RVR is on the left, so there's nothing inhibiting us. Glide slopes there, everything is there that's supposed to be there. So the 214 is the one that makes more sense for me.
Right. Okay. Oh, thank you, sir. We learn things, new things every day.
Yeah, that other one has got something to do with visibility. It seems, you know, if you look at it, but I mean, I'm not an expert on it. That just feels off. So I'm using 214.
All right. Okay.
Let's put this on 162 already.
Approaching transition.
What is interesting, Lloyd, is the one on the left doesn't give a class. It doesn't say C or D or anything. So what I'm thinking of, let me tell you what I'm actually thinking of. I think the one on the left is for auto land, and the one on the right is for what we do, flying by hand. But I'm okay with it. I'm gonna stick to 214. I'm not gonna change it now.
214. Right.
So I don't know how valid that argument is that I just made, but I get this feeling that it might be more related
transition
to
level.
If you look at that rating of 214 and the RVR 750, that looks more like an auto land kind of parameter.
Right. Yep. Or maybe it varies since maybe the airport is close to the sea. So sometimes when there's poor visibility,
Yes.
maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's all about the visibility there. You see, that RVR changes. It gets bigger and
The
bigger,
earth
and
is so beautiful.
you know, the bigger the RVR requirement is, the higher your decision altitude is.
Right.
So if you've got a good day and you can clearly see and there's no mist or nothing, you can use 214. And that's also why I'm thinking it's part of auto land, because again, if it is terrible, terrible weather, you know, you're going to have to make a choice. I don't know. When Sasso comes back, remember to ask him.
Yeah, I will. I'll make a note of that. Yeah.
Thousand to level off. Flaps 1 set.
That wing is wobbling.
It is indeed, yeah.
Localizer capture. Flaps 5 set.
Mac, are you winning?
Thousand to go.
Flaps 15 set.
Well, I've been hunting through the database and all the implementation. I think it may be a wrong implementation in the FMC, Nico. I've been through all the nav data stuff in the Navigraph database stuff.
Yeah.
And it appears correct.
Flaps 30 set.
For some reason, it's picking up an ILS approach radial business. It actually even flew it. When I say fly it, instead of lining up on the VOR, it didn't line up on the VOR.
Glide slope capture.
We'll have to ask Alex.
Yeah, as I say, whether it's a very confusing one, and it's beyond my brain power at the moment.
Gotcha. No shame in that. I don't know anything about it anyway, either. You know, not at that level. That's where the real guys need to now come and consult again.
I've been dissecting not just the Navigraph charts, but also the real charts. You know, I have access to. Well, anybody can have access to them, but yeah, I still don't know why it's not tuning the ILS, because it's not showing the ILS it's not showing up as an ILS in the data, so it's presumably working on the VOR.
Yeah, we'll find out.
But the ILS approach, the waypoint that is on the ILS approach, is actually also quoted as being a beam, the VOR. And I must admit, that was the first time on an approach plate I'd seen a beam.
Don't know. Flight X, I use XP Realistic to give me all the shakings. Yeah, Dimitri, also I like the reflections, you know. It's nice to see them on the clouds. Lloyd, if you look at my stream now, you'll see my little diamonds are on those lines. Not the diamonds, those blue triangles. They're on the line. So I've
Right, yeah, I can see that, yep.
I've set it so I can literally
approaching 1-6.
Disable auto throttle. And as long as the throttle noise doesn't interfere, I'll keep my speed basically all the way down.
Right, okay. Let's have a look.
I think I need to thrash this through with my co-partner in crime, Paul, sometimes, see if he can see something I have.
300. Approaching minimums.
Well, he didn't tell me to pee off them, so...
Minimums. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Reverse unlocked. Speed brake up. Auto brake in use.
Oh, beautiful landing.
Yeah, 51 feet per minute. It's a bit soft, to be honest. At one point, I literally thought I was going to hit hard, and so I pulled a little bit back just ever so slightly.
Yeah. Brilliant landing. Nice one, sir.
Oh man, this approach always brings back so many memories.
I see you were born here. Thanks, Flight X.
I was indeed. Many, many moons ago.
Yeah, Flight X, I know, 141. I've got my moments. Sometimes I can actually nail it really good, but I just felt at one moment there, must have been my imagination. I just thought, ooh, it feels like I'm going to hit hard, and I just pulled back ever so slightly, and that's when it went soft. It happens after landing procedure.
After landing procedure.
Yeah, it's almost, you can't really describe it anywhere else. Eh?
After landing procedure completed.
Is this the default scenery, Nico?
Up and set.
I think so, but I'm speaking under correction. I don't know. If you look in my description below the video and there's something listed, then it's add-on. Then it's add-on. It might actually be add-on, Dimitri, I'm not sure. But you'll find it there. If it's default, I would specify it. If it's an add-on, there's a link to it.
Got it. Looks like you have the flight Tampa one, which is the standard for this.
No, this will not be BERVA. I didn't buy this, so this will be the free one, the org one.
Yeah, they cleaned it up quite nicely in the last Explain update. They've done a lot of work on the default one too. It's nice now.
Flight X, it's called XP Realistic. Dimitri, I'm not very happy with Flight Tampa, to be honest. I think in future I'm also not going to buy directly from them because I've bought some of their scenery. Some of the scenery that I've bought seems to have now been discontinued. They just decided to stuff it. So I'm on like I don't know, let's call it version 1. So now they brought out version 1.5. I can't download it, I can't install it. I've got the credentials, I bought it, and they say now you have to buy it again, and it kind of annoys me. You know, I mean, what's the difference between 1 and 1.5? Then I don't know. So when it comes to buying from Flight Tampa, I think I'll rather stick to buying from the org store, okay, because that's the one issue I have with Flight Tampa. The other issue I have with Flight Tampa is to actually get these bloody updates. It's just not a straightforward thing. Whereas if you go to the org, you log in, you download the thing, you install it, and it's over. But when you have to use that installer of this, I saw with P3D, and that's actually where the gripe came in, not so much with X-Plane. It's such a rigmarole to actually reinstall these sceneries that it takes all the fun out of it for me. I look at it and go, do I really have to do this? And it's just not fun anymore.
I agree with everything you said.
Yeah.
Having said that, the quality of work is there, obviously.
I cannot fault that. It is, but you know, to make it so difficult that you need a rocket science degree to get it, and then to be blocked after you bought it, just because they put an extra, I don't know, for argument's sake, a bloody palm tree next to a runway. I don't know. It's stuff like that that really just annoys me. You know, what's wrong with my money I gave you 2 years ago? You know, I mean, I don't get it.
I agree. Yeah. It's And there's other issues as well too with their X-plane sceneries as well. Like this particular one in particular, you're talking in LGTS. They had an upgrade. They put a new runway in real life, and for the last year and a half, their Flight Tampa is taking their sweet time in updating it. It's a major thing, I would think, but oh well.
Yeah, well, it happens. Right, I think we are ready. So, what I need to do is start my 6-minute timer. Shutdown procedure.
Shutdown procedure.
Oh, and by the way, this latest NVIDIA driver broke P3D completely. You can't even launch it. It comes to the start screen, and then each moment you touch it, just crashes. So they said NVIDIA needs to bring out a fix to fix that, and some kind of strain that can't use P3D now anyway. I don't want to roll back. I can obviously, but I just don't want to.
Right, established.
Nico, just a quick question for you.
Yes.
Do you find this latest version of SkyMax Pro now being stable as far as its interaction with Vulkan and X-plane and all that?
I don't have any crash issues, but what I do have is intermittently I would hit a patch of clouds that would bring my frame rates down to about 15. I've had it a few times. If you analyze this video, this stream, you'll see. Every now and then I would hit terrible frame rates, and then you fly out of the clouds, and then you're okay again, you know. So that's unfortunate.
But overall, you would say that this version compared to previous ones, it's a lot better.
Nice. Much better. I like the atmospherics much better. I like the coloring much better. I like the clouds much better. I don't use that experimental 3D stuff. It's just, it looks awful to me, so I don't use that. They can take their time to fix it. I'm not complaining, but I prefer what I've got here. It's brilliant. I love it.
Thank you. And these are all default stuff that you're using. You haven't done anything to it, right?
Yeah, nothing. The only thing I did add was this thing. So it might not be 100% true what I just said. You know, Shade X? Shade X. So what I did was I actually... where the hell do I get that now? There, it's that first one. See, so I've got presets running here.
Have you made any of your own preset, or is there the canned ones?
No, I'm just using the default one.
Okay, because if you had your own, you can share those, you know.
Yeah, I believe so. No,
your drive.
I took this one, which was it? Clarity, yes. I'm using Clarity, and all I did was I saved it under the name default. That's all. It's the same thing. So it's just all their presets.
No.
Oh, there he is. I was looking down the wrong runway. Oh, goodness. Welcome, Lloyd. That was a bit silly of me. Anthony, is that you, my friend? That must be you, eh? How are you doing? I hope you're okay. You must come say hello on Discord again, man. We miss you.
Right. Nico, for some reason, I don't know why my auto reversers didn't engage. I've gone past the runway.
Are you up in the air again or did you crash?
No, I was on the runway. I'd landed already, but it didn't engage the auto reverse.
It's probably because you had it in idle. It will not engage if you had it in idle. You have to lift it to that 60% and then bring it back. Otherwise reversers don't engage. Hello, Cole.
Right, and my X-plane is crashed.
Ooh. Quickly respawn and connect so you within your 20 minutes, then it doesn't matter, you can still file it.
Right, I'll better do that.
Because I mean you landed, we all saw you land, yeah.
Let me guess, Lloyd, if you look at the log, it'll say ARC controls modified.
What on the logo?
If you go on the log, on the X-plane log, where it tells you what what went wrong with the last line, I bet you a lot of money would say ARC controls modified.
Okay, let me have a look.
All right, Nathan, let me explain to you quickly again. So there we've got the thrust levers. Currently they're in idle. Okay, so when you come to land, we've seen it a few times now. You can't just go into reverse. You see, nothing happens. So what you need to do is obviously looking at those little blue triangles, I always put them around about 60% N1. So I bring them in line with the little white lines. Then what happens is as you go to idle and then go into reverse, you actually get the reverse function. But from the idle position, just going into reverse like this, you see, nothing's going to happen. Absolutely nothing's going to happen. And McDrying actually taught me this like a year ago already. I had an incident somewhere in the UK, I think it was Bristol, where it happened to me. And so ever since then, I always make sure that my throttle levers actually match, that those blue triangles match my thrust. And then when I bring it back and then gauge the reverse thrusters, they always work. It just will not engage if it's been in idle mode like that. There's nowhere to go to actually tell the aircraft it needs to go put on the reversers. Alright, we're at 7 minutes, so I'm going to stop that timer, kill it, stop that one, and go offline.
Nico, so when I respawn, can I choose any airport or?
No, respawn right here where you landed. Respawn right here where you landed.
All right, okay.
That's your last, that's where the X-plane crashed out. So spawn right here and reconnect with your flight plan and everything, and then sit here for 6 minutes and say, well, look, my X-plane crashed as I landed.
All right, okay, great.
Excellent, Nathan. Well, I'm glad you heard the story today then. Yep. Uncle John?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I see, I got your message. I'm pretty sure I did. This isn't the first. This is not the. Okay, well, it's not the first time I've had it on stream, so you probably just missed it. I apologize. I'm sorry.
Forgive me.
Okay, you see what happened was me and Zibo were sitting here chatting one evening late. And he came to me and he said to me, Nico, you must look at this thing. He was blown away. He said to me, Nico, look, you need to get this. So he told me that you can get it on basically APRO, if you call it that. You know, it gives you a little watermark all over the screen, so it doesn't look good, but you can play with it and see if you like it and all. And I must be honest, I like some of what I see here, and there's such a lot of things that you can manipulate with it. It's really a very cool Where's that thing? It's really a cool little add-on. I mean, depending on the time of day and the presets that you use here, I mean, we all have different tastes and things. I mean, if I just go a bit slower, you'll see. Just in the presets, there are quite a number of things that you can do. And then obviously you can fine-tune it. And like Dimitri said, you can actually go and, create your own ones.
Actually, Nico, if you click on, you need to see those icons. Click on the one that looks like that screen.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, field of view.
Not the field of view. I was looking at you can do the autofocus one, and you can take shots. Let's say if you want to take a shot of the EFIS panel on your screen.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. You can blur the rest out.
Yeah, it makes for a nice screenshotting and glamour shots and all.
Yeah. Look at this. You see, look at the background there. I can blur out the distant stuff, and I can work on the near stuff. See this? Oh, you know what? You need to give it a point to focus on. So let's focus on that one. See, you click there. That's your target. Then you give it a target. Look at that. Now you can manipulate it. You see? Exactly what Dimitri is saying. So if you are into making screenshots and stuff, you can really make things look pretty now before you hit the screenshot button.
Is it just about colours and shades though, Nico? Nothing adds to the clouds.
No, it adds nothing, sir. It's all about the colouring and the shades and the blurring and things.
I'm just trying to see if I get value out of it, considering my colour problem.
That's a good question. If you go and play with these things, Uncle John, do yourself a favor, go download it. It's available for free. Okay, it's going to put watermarks all over the screen, but then you can manipulate it and see if you like it before you buy it, and then you can play with it. It's free. Just go get it. Shade X.
Sure.
You can use this autofocus, Nico, if you're flying in VR and you put it in. It's really nice because wherever your eyes fall, so to speak, that's where it concentrates and it blurs blurs out all the other details. It's easier to focus.
Yeah, I think, look, Zibo flies his aircraft in VR, and he told me it blew his mind. He really, 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 really liked it, and he said, I must really get it. So I can see the allure to it. I'm not very into things like this. I think for screenshots and all, this is excellent because now I don't have to do post-processing in some or other Photoshop or program GIMP or whatever I have here, because you can already manipulate it and then take your screenshot. So let's put it on there.
I was gonna say I was surprised because usually you hold a really long stick when it comes to things like this. So I was surprised.
Yeah. So, I enjoy it because what you will notice is during especially shadowy or darker angles when you're in shadow or it's at night, this setting, clarity, brightens up the cockpit for me a little bit. If you go back to default X-Plane 11, you'll see it's a much darker rendition. So I like the idea of just having that little bit more brightness in the cockpit. That's why I chose this one.
Nico, I have a request, if you can. Can you quickly show us your SkyMax Pro settings so I can take a screenshot?
Oh, it's in my OneDrive. I've published it in the OneDrive. I'll show you.
Oh, it's okay. If you have it there, I don't need to see it. But
you know what? Oh, by the way, while we're speaking of it, guys, I'm still keeping the OneDrive open just for now, but I'm going to wean off of it. So if you look at the links below the video, if it has not changed yet, it will change. All right, so I've moved everything onto the Google Drive. I gave up my subscription for Microsoft Office 365, so I don't have all the space available that I used to have on the OneDrive, and I've still got plenty of space on Google. So just bear that in mind if you guys ever come back and follow the links below the video. Just come to a newer video. If you're looking at an older video, the newer links will obviously all work. So just bear that in mind. But let me quickly go to flight sim and hangar explain 11. Okay, grab your
Nico, can I add something?
You what?
Any of these guys here are not members of the Zibo Pilots Group and intend to join. Please bear in mind there is a couple of questions that you have to answer. They're not there to be pedantic or anything like that. They're there to stop bots getting in. 50% of people that are applying to the Zibo Pilots Group get rejected because they don't answer the questions. They have to be rejected because they could quite possibly just be a bot, and we don't want bots in the group.
Yeah, that's very important. Also, because it's a specialist group, it stands to reason that we want like-minded people, and we don't want just spammers or anybody else in there. We've cleaned out quite a few spammers there that come and sell watches and freaking whole bunch of other stuff, you know, jewelry and things. So yeah, we just kill the bots and the people if they it's about the Zibo, and that's all we want.
I was just looking below your stream, Nico, just going through the list. It might be an idea, if I may suggest, underneath the Zibo Pilots Group address, you just put in brackets, you must answer the questions to gain access.
I hear you, Uncle John.
But that's a genuine statement, what I've just said.
Yeah.
Reject 50% simply because they don't answer the questions. And they're very simple. Are you human? If you even only answer that one, are you human? You'll gain access.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, so many people try and be funny already on the application, and they say no. So if they're not human, I'm not going to let them in. You know, whether you're making a joke or not, it's irrelevant. You're not coming in.
Done, kid Nico. I got it.
All right. Okay. Well, I've disconnected from IVAO. I want to see a replay. Let's just make sure we don't have our goodies out doors. Oh my goodness, no. Okay, so NVIDIA has decided in their wisdom they're going to take Alt and R and put this little widget on now. That's crazy. I don't want that. I want a replay. Can we actually do a replay from here? Toggle video recording. Flight. Toggle replay mode. There we go. Thank you, Nathan. That's another thing. Yeah.
I'll just check it now.
All right. One other thing is, the funny thing is, if you actually answer all the questions, you get in for free. There's no user intervention required. You'll get in a split second. It's just there you go. If you only answer one question, we have to review it. If you only answer two questions, we have to review it. If you answer the wrong way, we also have to review it. So the easiest way to help yourself is just be honest. Just get in. Done.
Beat me to it, Nathan.
No, it's the system. If you answered the questions correctly, he gets an auto pass. I don't touch it.
Ah, yeah, even I've learned something.
Yeah, that's why I just said it, because that's how easy it really is. But some people, they'll answer the first two questions and you ask them, will you abide by the rules? Then there's no answer. And you think, but do you honestly think you're going to get into this group and not abide by the rules? Oh, that was lovely. Look how long I held my nose wheel up. That was a sweet landing. Oh my goodness, want to see that one again.
If you're going to be an active member, Nathan.
Yeah. And that you will enjoy it. I mean, we all do this just for the enjoyment of it. It's our hobby. We don't want to get too serious. We are serious, but not that serious.
A lot of fun. We know that, Carl.
I don't know, Cole.
Yeah, Discord.
Yeah, the link is below the video. It's there. You can follow it. Join us. Yeah, no, we don't like troublemakers. We get rid of them quickly.
They don't last long.
Oh, that's so sweet. Oh, that was lovely. Oh, amazing. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for everybody who stuck it out with us again, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Yeah, exactly, Cole. Exactly. We'll take you guys tomorrow. Have a very good rest of your Friday, and when it's time to sleep, enjoy it, and we'll speak in the morning. Bye bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye bye.